Hi guys, my name is Allison and I am a therapist, and this is the first video in a series of 5 that's based on the word image. So we're doing I today, which is identity. So let's start with what is identity. So our identity is who we are at our core. It is how we understand ourselves to be, and we function out of that with our thought life, with our emotions, and in our relationships. So it's super important that we know who we are and we're grounded in a place that's really healthy. Think of it like a launch pad, and it's the basis of your foundation, and you're just going to be acting out of that day in and day out. So a big thing that I really like to point out to people is the difference between identity and identifiers. So this is a big one. If you can grab a hold of this, it's going to be super helpful for you. So identifiers are things like, I'm redheaded, I'm athletic, I'm smart, I'm funny, I'm good at math. And that's the good side of identifiers. And then we all have this big list of negative identifiers that we kind of harbor in our heart, and they're usually I'm too skinny, I'm too fat, I'm too tall, I'm too short, I'm annoying, I'm just overall kind of broken and not good enough. So we're really good at giving positive identifiers to other people, and we're super good at giving negative identifiers to who we are. But let's bear in mind, this is not the same thing as identity. They do reveal things about ourselves, but they are not based in worth, and they're not based in value at all. And really important is that they are a moving target. So we're changing and evolving our whole lives. And if we're basing our worth on these external things, we're going to be constantly missing the mark. And the other thing is that this stuff is really up for grabs too. So if I don't know my identity and I'm basing myself on identifiers, I'm going to be super open to letting other people come into my life and feed this information to me. And if that's negative, then my whole thought life is really going to be in trouble. And maybe that's a place you're in right now where you're saying, man, I've got some hurts in my relationships, I've got abuse, I've got addictions, I've got all this stuff going on. And so you're being robbed of healthy identity because you're letting these external identifiers become who you are. Okay, so great. Now we know what identity is, and so where do we go with that? How do we build a healthy identity? So, I like to look at it faith-based and go straight to God and say, you know what? God made me. He has the authority over me because he's the person who crafted me before the earth took shape, before I took my first breath. He said, this is who you're going to be. So I'm going to go to his authority, and he's going to tell me what my identity is. And my identity in Christ means I'm beloved, I'm chosen, I'm accepted in my worst messy state. It means that I'm a new creation in him. It means that I am purposeful, I'm never alone, I'm full of hope, I'm victorious, I'm peaceful, and let's underline, bold cap this, I am worthy. I am worth it on all levels. So when I start to know that identity, I can function from that in a healthy way with my mind, with my emotions, and with my relationships. So I'm still going to hit bumps, but it's not going to rock that core of who I am anymore. And so a really cool way to think about this is that this is a state of being. This is not something that's going to ebb and flow. So think about it like, if I put you in a boat and you're out on a lake, that is a state of being. You can't stand in that boat and yell out to me, I don't feel like I'm on a boat. Okay, you may not feel like you're on a boat, but the fact of the matter is your state of being is you're on that boat. So that's your identity and who God says you are. It's not about whether you feel it or not. It's just fact of who you are. And that doesn't change. If you're having a bad day, if you've had a disappointment, if you're messing up and you're making mistakes, you're still in the boat. And so we go back and we reset, what's my identity? Where can I adjust my identifiers in a healthy way, but they're not the core of you and they're not how you operate. So that's the first part of this. We're going to hit 4 other points on this series, but I hope you learned something about identity, and if you are interested in talking to me more about that, you can find my info in the description.